Welcome everyone and thank you for being here. Today I'll be sharing the journey from zero to building $1 billion business and the key lessons learned along the way. Let's get started. Starting from nothing to reaching a position of unprecedented success, becoming a billionaire requires more than just hard work. It's a mental game, an understanding of opportunities that others might miss, and a deep insight into leveraging resources in ways that seem impossible to most. As someone who's navigated this path, I've learned the importance of adaptability, timing, and persistence. The journey itself isn't a straight line, but a series of twists, turns, and recalibrations. The first thing I want to discuss is mindset. This can't be overstated. The belief that anyone can make it, regardless of their starting point, is critical. It's not about where you begin, but about where you can go with the right perspective. A growth-oriented mindset that is open to learning, adjusting, and improving at every step is essential. A large part of the early stages in this journey is risk-taking. People are often conditioned to avoid risk, to play it safe, and to stay within the lines of what is comfortable. That's fine if you want to maintain the status quo, but to break through the noise and rise to a level of success that most cannot fathom, you need to take calculated risks. But here's where it gets tricky. People confuse this with recklessness. Risk isn't about doing things randomly. It's about having the insight and foresight to see opportunities others might overlook and acting on them with precision. One of the key things that helped me in the early years was understanding the importance of doing things in a way that others weren't seeing. This could mean identifying a gap in the market, noticing a need that hadn't been filled, or simply offering a service or product that was executed better than anyone else. This principle of doing things differently isn't about reinventing the wheel. It's about finding a way to make the wheel roll faster, more efficiently, or more smoothly. This is where most new entrepreneurs fail. They try to create something completely revolutionary. While that's an admirable goal, it's not always necessary. Sometimes being 10% better than what's currently out there is enough to create the competitive edge that can launch you to new heights. Building a network early on was another crucial step. In the early stages, you're alone, unsure, and often overwhelmed. But as you get closer to success, you realize the value of a strong network, people who can teach you, support you, and help you navigate challenges. It's essential to surround yourself with people who have done what you want to do, people who have been there and can offer advice and guidance. The beauty of a network isn't just in its size, but in its depth, finding people who complement your skills, share your vision, and are genuinely interested in your success. Then comes the ability to adapt quickly. When you start, you might not have a clear roadmap or even the necessary tools to succeed. But that's okay. What you do have is the ability to learn and grow rapidly. When you take action, mistakes will happen. You'll face obstacles that you didn't anticipate, but what separates those who reach the top from those who give up is the willingness to keep evolving and refining. The key is to fail fast and fail smart, then take those lessons and use them to grow. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about minimizing the impact of each failure and using them as stepping stones toward eventual success. Financial literacy is another area where a lot of people stumble. You can have a great idea, a solid product, or an amazing service, but without a clear understanding of how to manage your finances, it's easy to get lost. Managing money isn't just about making it, it's about how you use it once you've got it. Building systems to handle cash flow, understanding how to leverage debt, and making smart investments in your growth are all essential. Many people think of money only as a tool for living. But for billionaires, money is primarily a tool for creating more money through investments, ventures, or by acquiring assets that appreciate over time. Marketing and brand building are also crucial. You might have a product that solves a major problem, but if no one knows about it, you'll struggle to get traction. Early on, I focused heavily on building a brand that resonated with my target audience. I didn't just sell a product, I sold a story, an idea, and a vision of what could be achieved through using that product. It's the same reason why some brands resonate with customers so deeply. They don't just meet needs, they connect emotionally. It's equally important to create a scalable business model. A lot of businesses hit a growth ceiling when they reach a certain point because their model can't handle the increase in demand. Scalability isn't just about being able to increase output, it's about creating systems and processes that can grow with the business. It's about streamlining operations, automating repetitive tasks, and finding ways to do more with less. A scalable model allows you to multiply efforts, reach larger markets, and eventually operate globally. It also means you can continue to improve without constantly being bogged down by day-to-day tasks. Another aspect often overlooked by aspiring billionaires is the ability to delegate effectively. You might start with a small team or even as a solo entrepreneur, but as your business grows, you can't do everything yourself. You have to learn to trust others and give them the freedom to contribute to the business's growth. Effective delegation doesn't mean handing over tasks you don't want to do. It means empowering people with the skills and knowledge to take ownership of key areas of the business. This is one of the most important lessons I learned. Your time as a founder is incredibly valuable, and you need to focus on the highest leverage activities that will move the needle forward. Everything else can be delegated. Consistency is key. It's easy to be excited in the early days when things are new and there's a rush of adrenaline, but that initial excitement will fade. Success isn't built on bursts of energy or inspiration, it's built on consistently showing up and doing the work. Whether it's improving a product, learning something new, reaching out to potential clients, or refining your processes, the true work of building wealth happens in the quiet, unsexy moments where most people give up. Staying committed, even when results are slow to show, is one of the defining factors of those who eventually reach the top. As you move further along your journey, you'll start to notice opportunities to expand. For me, this came in the form of acquiring other businesses. It was no longer just about starting a company from the ground up. It was about identifying companies that were already in motion and helping them scale. There's a lot of value in taking an existing business and pushing it to new heights. Whether it's through innovation, market expansion, or operational improvements, the ability to see how a company can be transformed is invaluable. This requires a great deal of vision and strategic thinking, but once you start to master it, the growth potential is endless. The global economy plays a significant role in scaling up. One of the most important realizations I had was that billionaires aren't confined to local markets, they think globally. Early on, the best decisions I made were those that opened the doors to international opportunities. Whether it's finding new suppliers, tapping into new customer bases, or sourcing talent from other countries, the ability to think beyond your immediate surroundings is what can set you apart. The internet has made the world smaller, and with the right mindset, you can find opportunities that would have once been impossible to reach. One thing I've always been mindful of is the impact I'm creating. Building a billion-dollar business isn't just about making money, it's about creating something that matters, something that changes the lives of people. As you scale your business, you start to realize the broader influence you can have on your industry, on the economy, and even on the world. This sense of purpose is what drives many of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. It's not enough to just be wealthy. The true satisfaction comes from knowing that you've built something that outlasts you and creates lasting value. Finally, becoming a billionaire requires a level of persistence that many people don't fully comprehend. It's not a quick road and there are no shortcuts. Every business I've built has faced setbacks, struggles, and moments where it felt like success was just out of reach. But it's precisely during those moments when you need to double down on your efforts, trust in the process, and keep pushing forward. The road to billions isn't about avoiding failure, it's about seeing failure as a part of the process and using it as fuel to keep going. Building something from nothing to a billion-dollar empire isn't easy, and it isn't for everyone. But for those who are willing to put in the work, take the risks, and stay focused on the long-term vision, the rewards are immense. It's about more than just financial wealth, it's about building something that has a lasting impact on the world. It's about proving to yourself that no matter where you start, you have the ability to shape your destiny. In the pursuit of becoming a billionaire, one of the most crucial concepts to grasp is the importance of exponential thinking. Most people think in linear terms. They believe that progress occurs in a steady, predictable pattern where each step forward is equal to the last. This type of thinking is what leads many entrepreneurs to underestimate their potential for rapid growth. But to truly scale a business to the billion-dollar mark, you need to think exponentially. What does that mean? It means that rather than expecting growth to be gradual, you must actively look for ways to multiply your efforts. You need to set yourself up for success in such a way that each new opportunity builds upon the last, creating compounding returns rather than incremental ones. An example of this exponential thinking comes into play when considering the role of technology. In today's world, technology is one of the most powerful tools available for businesses looking to scale rapidly. Whether it's automation, data analytics, artificial intelligence, or cloud computing, the ability to leverage cutting-edge technology can drastically increase productivity and efficiency. In my own journey, embracing technology allowed me to reach far more customers and optimize processes that would have otherwise been manual and time-consuming. The key is not just to adopt technology, but to innovate with it to find new ways to integrate it into your business model that give you a significant competitive advantage. Along with exponential thinking comes the necessity of looking at problems from different angles. As you progress in your entrepreneurial journey, you'll inevitably face obstacles that might seem insurmountable at first glance. But when you develop the habit of reframing problems, you begin to see them as opportunities in disguise. For example, when I first faced financial challenges early in my business, instead of seeing them as setbacks, I viewed them as a chance to sharpen my financial skills, negotiate better terms, or even partner with other organizations. When you shift your perspective, the opportunities become clearer. In this context, one of the most important skills I've honed is the art of negotiation. Business at its core is about value exchanges. Whether you're negotiating with investors, suppliers, or even your team, your ability to strike deals that benefit both parties is a critical factor in achieving success. Successful entrepreneurs understand that negotiation isn't about winning at the other party's expense, it's about finding solutions that bring value to everyone involved. The most effective negotiations are win-win situations. When you enter every negotiation with the goal of understanding the other person's needs, you can create opportunities that lead to mutual growth. There's also a critical aspect of building and leading a team. I can't overemphasize the importance of finding the right people to work with you. No matter how brilliant your ideas may be, you cannot execute them on your own. At some point, your business becomes too complex and the tasks become too numerous to manage alone. You need a team that complements your strengths and compensates for your weaknesses. But the true challenge lies in creating a culture that drives performance. It's not just about hiring skilled individuals, it's about aligning them with your mission and fostering an environment where they are motivated to give their best. As the business scales, the need for solid leadership becomes more apparent. The leadership style you adopt will significantly influence your company's trajectory. For me, I realized that effective leadership isn't about being the smartest person in the room, it's about empowering others to take ownership of their roles, make decisions, and drive innovation. Leaders who micromanage every detail stifle creativity and morale. Effective leadership requires trust and the ability to let go, allowing your team to grow, innovate, and thrive. Another cornerstone of building a billion-dollar empire is maintaining a long-term vision. It's easy to get distracted by the daily grind, by short-term pressures, and by the urgency of hitting revenue targets or solving immediate issues. But a billionaire mindset isn't focused solely on today's needs, it's focused on where the business will be in 5, 10, or 20 years. This requires a unique ability to see opportunities before they become obvious to others. It means planning for the future even when the future is uncertain. It's about building something that can outlast market shifts and economic downturns. This long-term thinking is not just about growing the business, it's also about diversifying. The more you scale your business, the more resources you gain access to. At some point, it becomes clear that diversifying your investments is essential for maintaining long-term wealth. For me, this meant venturing into real estate, stock investments, and even startups in industries that were complementary to my business. Diversification protects against market volatility and creates new revenue streams that can support your core business during times of uncertainty. Equally as important as diversifying your investments is developing a mindset of continual learning. The world is constantly evolving and the business landscape is never static. If you're not learning, you're falling behind. This could mean staying updated on the latest technological advancements, studying new business models, or even learning from industries outside your own. One of the most valuable habits I developed was carving out time to read, listen to podcasts, attend conferences, and meet with mentors. This constant thirst for knowledge kept me at the forefront of my industry and allowed me to spot trends that others may have missed. This learning mindset extends beyond just acquiring information. It's about cultivating the ability to apply that knowledge effectively. Some of the most successful entrepreneurs I've met are those who not only learn new things but also experiment with new ideas, constantly iterating and refining them. The difference between a business that stagnates and one that thrives is the willingness to evolve and innovate. As your business grows, your role should evolve as well. You should be spending less time on day-to-day operations and more time working on the strategic vision. This shift is necessary to continue scaling the business. While much of the process revolves around external strategies, market fit, scaling, leadership, and team building, it's also crucial to address the internal dynamics that shape success. The drive for wealth and success comes from an internal source, your core values. Without a clear understanding of your values, it's easy to get lost in the noise and pursue the wrong goals. For me, clarity of purpose kept me grounded, especially during times when the business was growing rapidly and the stakes were high. Money and success become hollow if there is no purpose behind the work you're doing. This purpose serves as a guiding light, ensuring that every decision is aligned with your broader vision. But as you move closer to achieving your goals, it becomes increasingly difficult to avoid the pressure to conform to external expectations. The world often wants you to fit into certain molds. Society has its own definitions of what success looks like. The temptation to follow the status quo is strong. However, to become a billionaire, you must have the courage to defy the conventional and carve your own path. If you try to appease everyone, you will dilute your vision and hinder your progress. This is one of the hardest lessons, but also one of the most rewarding. Time management becomes increasingly vital as the business expands. In the early days, it's just you and a small team. Everyone wears multiple hats, and it's a fast-paced environment where you're involved in every decision. But as you build and scale, your time becomes an increasingly scarce resource. Learning how to prioritize, delegate, and focus on the highest leverage tasks becomes critical. As your business grows, you'll face constant demands on your time from investors, clients, and employees. The ability to decide what's worth your time and what's not is essential. Another challenge that comes with significant growth is maintaining focus. When you reach a point of success, distractions multiply. People, opportunities, and ventures all start calling for your attention. It becomes increasingly difficult to keep your focus on the core mission. Staying focused while the world offers you numerous shiny objects is one of the defining traits of those who reach the billion-dollar mark. Success is rarely about chasing the next big thing. It's about keeping your eyes firmly on your main objective and refining your craft. By the time you reach the scale where you're operating a billion-dollar business, the idea of success transforms. The focus shifts from individual achievements to the legacy you leave behind. You're no longer just building a business for profit. You're creating something that impacts lives, shapes industries, and sets the stage for future generations. At this point, your impact becomes the true measure of success, not just your financial wealth. This journey of transformation from zero to billionaire requires everything you have: perseverance, vision, and the courage to pursue an unconventional path. And even though the journey can be long and fraught with challenges, the reward isn't simply the wealth that comes from it. The true value lies in knowing that you've achieved something extraordinary against all odds and have the ability to continue shaping the future. This is a path that only a few will ever walk, but those who do change the world. Thank you all for your time and attention today. I hope the insights shared will inspire and guide you on your own journey. Goodbye and best of luck in all your future endeavors.